Back in here on GCR as we continue along on a Tuesday edition of the program. Really excited about this. As joining us in studio this morning, one of these guys I've known for a long time and has been a regular with us over the years, and the other one I'm meeting for the first time and, is like one of the biggest stars in the history of the sport. Maryland Whipsnakes stars Matt Rambo and Rob Pannell are in studio with us this morning here on GCR. Matt, I'm going to start with you because, no offense, Rob, Matt's been my guy for a long time.
Yeah.
I love this dude. It's great to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me on.
What the hell happened on Saturday? What are we going to do about that?
We just didn't finish the ball.
Dude, you guys got – what the hell happened to the offense?
No, we had our opportunities. We just have to finish, and that was a theme from last year.
Just blame the rain.
And, it was the rain.
He can blame me.
It was the rain.
He can blame me.
But other than that, the feeding, our defense is locked in. I really liked our possessions, our face-off. Everything was great. We just have to click a little bit more on shooting, and I think we're in a really good position. And I think after that game, watching the film and talking to coaches, at first I was like, damn, we might get screamed at. But Coach Stagnita was really positive about everything. And if we can get that one little piece down of finishing it, the outcome of that game would be a lot different.
To your point, Nardella's insane, isn't he?
No,
he's nuts, man.
It's great because he wins the face-off. A lot of guys will run off the field or, they don't want to play defense. He plays indoor. He's great at defense, and he's great at offense, carrying the ball. He's like an offensive guy. So having him on their team is insane. Like you said, it's such a powerful part for our team. And he's such a good leader, too.
I'm going to bring this guy in, but I want you to tell me, right? Like, you find out that Rob Pannell – you guys already had a hell of a team.
Right.
You made the run to the championship game a year ago.
Yeah.
That rookie class from last year might be the greatest rookie class in the history of sports.
Yeah.
When you find out that Rob Pannell is joining your group, what's your reaction like?
I was fired up. He was one of the first. I think I was one of the first guys that found out, and I was fired up. I played with Rob with Team USA. He's been a good friend of mine throughout my whole pro career, and just watching him over the years since I was little or in college, and just he's someone that I was looking up to, and now I get to be on his team again, just like USA, where we won a gold together. It's something special, and we already have that chemistry down, and it was just great news, and maybe it'll take some off of TJ's and my play too, right?
Rob Pannell, it's great to have you in studio, man. We actually haven't even met before, and I've called games with USA Lacrosse that have involved you. It's really good to have you here. Tell me about making this decision at this point in your career, at this point in your life, right? Like, it's weird because, like, in pro lacrosse, we haven't seen obviously we're seeing one this week that I know we're going to have to talk about in a second, and maybe a certain brother that didn't do a good enough recruiting job this week.
Yeah.
But, like, you have this opportunity to go wherever you want. What went into this decision, and why did you want to join the Whipsnakes at this point in your life?
Yeah, sure. Well, thanks for having me. It's great for Matt and I to be here. Free agency is interesting in pro lacrosse because it's got to be something you really want to do. It's not really so much a financial decision. You're not signing all of a sudden a huge contract that's changing to what you previously have. For me, being the team that was prior California Redwoods, if I didn't make a change, I didn't feel like anything was going to change with that team. I just wasn't sure it was going to change. Shouldn't say that it wasn't, just in my time frame, which was, I don't have many years left. And
he's talking like he's 60.
35 is old in professional sports, right?
I get it.
So, I was just kind of looking at some other teams out there, and I wanted to make a change. Just I needed it personally, and I wanted to go to a team that I knew had an already established culture with great leadership. Knowing a guy like Matt, we're very close, and Matt makes it easy for anybody to come onto a team. He's one of the most welcoming and warming people that I know, and he's just so easy to be on the team with, and he's becoming a great leader in his own right. So having conversations with him and then Coach Stagnita, I knew that the Whipsnakes had a history of being great and being in that championship game, coming just off a championship loss, and as someone I thought I could come in and help. I know I'm not the 25-year-old I used to be out there, but
it's really fascinating to hear you say that, because I don't want to offend you, but I asked that question of Coach Staggs last week. I said, is Rob Pannell still Rob Pannell? And I don't want to say this in an offensive way, but what you just said is interesting to me, because I would tell you that, like, I'm very much a person, I'm very pragmatic. I know exactly who I am and exactly who I'm not, right? Like, when I find out that, like, Joe Beninati got a job, I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, he's really good. Like, I can understand why maybe they choose him over me, right? But, like, I'm just pragmatic that way. A lot of athletes, like, have to live with the I'm always the best version of myself. Famously, years ago, I had Joe Flacco out for an event when he was with the Ravens, and I said, hey, Joe, do you think you're a top 5 quarterback in football? And he said, I think I'm the best quarterback in football. Like, why wouldn't I? Where are you on the, like, I'm willing, I can look at myself and maybe see that I'm a different place versus, no, I've always got to assume that I'm the best version of myself if I'm going to continue to do this.
It's a great point. You have to be confident in your abilities, but I do think you have to adjust your game based off of your physical capabilities.
Okay.
I know I was a lot faster and quicker at one point in my career than I am now, but I know maybe I have a higher IQ now. I know maybe what's needed of me on the Whipsnakes is a different role. How can I adjust that role? How can I be better? I'm my toughest critic always, but I do have to be honest with myself. I'm not going to tell myself that I'm the best. I need to keep myself on a level playing field so that I'm out there. We're getting shots up this morning
Right.
because we didn't shoot well this weekend. And we would have been shooting anyway, but we made it a point that we needed, before we came here, we were out on a field, found a random high school in Maryland, and we were out there, the two of us, just ripping shots because I shot one for 9 this
Did you, like,
weekend.
let the high school know that you were coming, or did you
No.
literally just
We
show
were happy
up?
security didn't come out. We just were out there.
I'm just imagining, like, a lacrosse coach walking out like, hey, guy, wait a second.
Yeah, I won't say the name of the high school on air.
Hammond High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Hammond.
Yeah.
I imagine they'd be pretty fired up if they found out you guys were out there. Too.
No security came out or anything, so we got our
Like,
shots
somebody's
in.
finding out right now. Like, holy crap, Matt Rambo and Rob Pannell were shooting on our field.
Hey, look at the security footage.
Yeah, seriously.
That's dope, though. I appreciate that perspective. And
Yeah.
that, like, do you find yourself, have you adapted your game that way? Like, have you found yourself saying, hey, maybe there's times where I would have gone to dodge and I would have taken on, like, all comers that perhaps I recognize now that's not what I should be doing at this point.
Absolutely. And I think, I look at TJ Malone. He's had a great rookie year, 3 goals in the first game this year.
Yep.
And to your first question, kind of why I wanted to make a move was, I didn't so much want to be the guy anymore. It's 13 seasons in. Matt knows the same feeling. It's like when you're showing up to every game since the start of your career, you have the number one defenseman. You're expected to perform at a certain level. It's a lot of pressure. Not that I don't love that pressure. It's a privilege to have, and we embrace it. But to be around younger guys that are going to be that next guy, to let them, to feel like you don't, maybe you don't have to have the best game and the team can still win. So that's kind of was part of my decision, knowing that the Whipsnakes have a good young crew, and we got some veteran guys as well, and it's just a good mix of guys. So just excited to be on the team. I know it was a tough first game, and I owned a little bit of that myself with my shooting performance, but I do know that we'll be better.
All right, Matt, I'm going to ask you the question. Is Rob Pannell still Rob Pannell?
Rob is still Rob.
Yeah, all right.
He draws a slide every time he gets the ball. His feeding ability is great. He just doesn't have to dodge 25 times a game anymore, where he can dodge 10 or 15 times, keep his legs fresh, because we got TJ Malone, we got Levi Anderson, we got Potts, we got all the Brandow, we got Brad Smith back, which is a beast. So when you have a powerful offensive unit that can dodge, now our roles are changed a little bit, where we've been ball carriers our whole life. Now we got to play that off-ball role, which we got to adapt to, because I have to adapt to it as well. It's new to me, but it's good. When we still get the ball, we know we're drawing a slide, and we know other teams are still going to respect us, what we have done. So, it's exciting, and it's exciting to see the young guys have really big games. Like when Aiden Carroll scored this weekend, I haven't been more fired up for someone to score in a long time. So that really got the juices going. I wish we just kept that juice going and finished like he did. But, we're expecting to, keep this thing rolling and keep this offense rolling, and we'll shoot better next game.
It sounds like you're giving, like, the team. There's not going to be another 7-goal output. Again, it'll never happen again.
No.
For the
I hope not.
No.
It'll never happen again.
No.
Yeah, if we do.
Rob
man.
Pannell, Matt Rambo in studio with us. All right, I want to do the Mutual Admiration Society. They got some fun stuff I want to do with you guys, too, but I want to do the Mutual Admiration Society. Matt is one of the best characters in all of lacrosse, right?
He is.
Like, he is every kid's favorite player,
My favorite player.
And everyone like me who, didn't really care about their physical condition at a certain time in my life, it's who we've aspired to be.
Hell yeah.
What is it that you've learned about Matt, to the point, from your time in the national team together, now being teammates, that makes him so uniquely special to this game?
He's just such a pleasure to be around. He lightens the mood and just relaxes everybody on the team by just being there. Nothing, I forget what he does on the field, and he's one of the most clutch players our sport's ever seen. If you look at the games that he's won and the plays that he's made, that's something that you can't teach, and Matt has that to make the play and to be the guy in big time moments. But aside from that, he's just, you don't really ever see him angry, and that's so important, because there's so many things going on throughout a game where he'll look at me and like he'll calm me down, because I'm so competitive and I'm so into it, and if I'm not shooting well, if something's going wrong, you just look at him and he'll be smiling, or he'll have something to say that's completely irrelevant and just changes the vibe, and it's so important at certain times. So you see what he does as a lacrosse player, but you don't see what he does as a teammate, and how he's always supporting guys. He's there, he's excited, he's saying these little things that are keeping you thinking, I got to keep moving forward, rather than thinking about what just happened. And that's why he's just so great to be around from a team perspective.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. Matt, where did that disposition come from for you? Because I've never seen you be angry either, right? Like,
Well, I get angry at myself, but as you get older, you can't go back and you can't change a play. And if you're going to dwell on that moment, you're just going to be in your head the whole time. You just got to keep moving forward. And I think that just happened towards the Whipsnakes when I just, was the guy, and, everyone's looking at you a lot of the times. And if you mess up a play, if, these young guys, stay in their head, you just got to just keep moving forward, get the next one. You're going to get another opportunity, and just got to keep going. Obviously, there's time to be angry, and there's time, but I think keeping your composure and, you got to just stay confident the whole time. I think having confidence on the field sometimes is better than physical condition and shooting 100 times a day, where you see some of the guys in our sport are the biggest guys, the strongest guys, the fastest guys in the world, but if they're not confident in shooting, then they're not going to shoot well. When you got a guy that's maybe – it's okay if you miss a couple of shots. Like, if I know Rob went 1 for whatever to this weekend, I went 0 for 3, and guess what? The next time I get the ball, I think I'm scoring.
Right.
And the next time I do it again, I'm going to think I'm going to score. But there's other guys in the league or a team or young guys that will miss it, and now they're going to be double clutching and thinking about that last shot, where you can't go back and change that.
You've always been to me like the prototypical like shooter. Like, that's the way this is going to go.
Yeah.
This is what I'm here to do. This is, now what they pay me for. When it was obviously in college, it was that, like, this is my job is to shoot the ball. And whatever happens, I'm just going to keep shooting the ball, because we can't score if I don't, right? Like, that's the way that this game works.
Right, like we have tennis on behind us. You see some of those best tennis players, like, when they mess up a shot, some of the younger guys are slamming their stick.
Dude.
You can see the frustration, but then you see the greats, they mess up a shot, they're calm, cool. Or look at Scotty Scheffler. He's the best. You never see him get excited when he makes a great shot, or when he misses a shot. He's like, all right, I'll just get the next one. You gotta keep moving forward.
We see you get excited though sometimes.
Oh yeah,
like,
I get
we do
excited.
see you get excited.
Yeah, I get excited,
Like,
but yeah, 100%. You gotta keep the vibes going. You gotta keep that good energy, because I think that's contagious.
I love it, man. I love it. Rob Pannell, Matt Rambo in studio with us. The Maryland Whipsnakes. We are just a couple of weeks away from homecoming weekend at Homewood Field, June 21st and June 22nd. They will be playing in the night game on Saturday, the 21st, and then the second game on Sunday afternoon, the 22nd. You can go to PremierLacrosseLeague.com in order to get your tickets for homecoming weekend. And I would encourage you to do that, because if you've ever been there for Whipsnakes homecoming weekend, you know that the tickets might not be available when you go to show up. Matt, obviously, Rob, you've experienced it from the other side. This will be your first time doing this, and it's not to say there aren't other, I know you're a Long Island guy. Like, it's not to say there aren't other great places, but the atmosphere at Homewood Field when you guys come through for the weekend, it's bat-ass. Like, it's utterly and completely insane. How excited are you about your first Maryland Whipsnakes homecoming weekend?
I'm excited. I mean, I'm not sure if Field has as much history and tradition, and in one of the meccas of lacrosse in
I
Baltimore.
still think it's awkward for Matt to say nice things about Homewood Field.
Yeah,
I still think it's uncomfortable.
He's got his name for it.
We call it Birdwood.
No, it's great, and listen, I am from Long Island, so obviously I do think Long Island is one of the best places you can play lacrosse. But the Long Island fans don't come out to Hofstra when we play there, or Stony Brook. When we come to Maryland, when we play at Johns Hopkins, this stadium is packed.
Yeah.
I mean, as players, they're like, we can only give you so many tickets because, like, we don't have them. They're not there. It's sold out. And
sometimes on, like, the hottest weekend of the year. Unlike dude, last year was one of the most difficult. Like, just stand. You guys are playing lacrosse. I'm like, I don't know how you're doing this right now because standing is difficult for me in this
We were
moment.
like burning holes through our socks and all black uniforms.
Right?
But you get the juices from all the fans. It's the perfect size venue for PLL lacrosse, too. It's not too big. They sell out. You got standing room. The fans just go crazy, especially before we were in the Maryland Whipsnakes, we were packing out with Whipsnakes fan. Now we're Maryland Whipsnakes, and now it's, the roars are different than other stadiums. That's what I appreciate.
It's so cool, man. Like, the first time you guys came here, again, before it was the Maryland Whipsnakes, I think like a lot of people were like, I wonder how this is going to work. Like, I wonder if people – and then you show up the first time and you just see all of the kids there, and you're like, dude, oh, man. This is everything it's supposed to be.
We were talking to some of the marketing guys yesterday about just like the atmosphere of the stadium, the atmosphere of being at a pro lacrosse game. And they're like, we never been to a pro lacrosse game. And they're like, after we went there, we were hooked. Like, we want to go to the games because it's so much better than watching it on TV because it's like a party. It's fun. It's fast paced. It's scoring. It's hitting. It's just a good time. And the games aren't 3 hours long like a college lacrosse game where there's 4 15-minute stop go periods. It's quicker, and they keep it moving.
The shot clock, like, you forget because I do so many college games during the course of the year, and then I forget like the shot clock change when you get to the pro game, and I'm like, holy, like, you gotta go, man.
Yeah. The field
Especially
dynamics is great. The tighter field in the middle, the 2-point arc. It's just an exciting product that we're putting on.
It's awesome. It's incredibly awesome. The most important hard-hitting journalism question I have is, what was your guys' bet on the championship game, and has it been paid off yet?
Rob was scared to bet. I didn't know if he had all the confidence. Yeah, we were talking about it, but I was proud for the Terps to be there. I think that Cornell team was kind of like our 2017 Maryland team. They haven't won since 77. We didn't win since 72. They had that team together for a long time, kind of like we had that team together. It was, obviously I was really sad that Maryland lost and pissed off, but at the same time, I'd rather Cornell win than like a Syracuse or a Penn State or something like that. And Coach Tillman went to Cornell, and you got a lot of respect, especially what they did this year. Like, that team was fun to watch, especially throughout the whole year. But a couple mistakes that Maryland did, it might be a whole different game going in that fourth quarter. So I'm happy that Coach Tillman made it. He makes it to the Final Four. He makes the season so great for them. And I was proud of the Terps. I wish they got it done, but. Kudos to Cornell.
It would be a lot tougher if you guys hadn't won. Like, if the drought was still going on, it'd be way more difficult to deal with. Like, so I brought that up to somebody recently. Like, what do you make of, like, John's record on Memorial Day? And you're like, yeah, the two are really important. Like, the two, that's the number that matters the most when you look at that record. Is got the two.
And then you, like, look back at, like, last year Notre Dame when they played them.
And really, they had no business of being
It's like
there,
they weren't even ranked going into there, and they made it through it. So it's like, sometimes when I was a sophomore, we lost to Denver. We didn't have business being there. We weren't really ranked. We might have been like 8th or 7th seed and going in there with like no home field advantage. So, the one that really hurts the most is 2016 versus UNC, but I'm happy we got it done.
You don't have to think about that anymore,
exactly.
Right? Rob, can you put into words, what it meant? First of all, you really weren't willing to make a bet? Like, you really...
He's joking with you. Honestly, I think the morning got away from us. We had practice. And, like, it was, like, 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock to 12:30. The game started at 1. We didn't really even talk about it. Next thing you know, we're in the the stadium at Albany, and it's on the inside and it's on the screen. The game already started. I don't know what we would have done. Maybe I would have made him wear a CJ Kirsch jersey or something.
That makes sense. Yeah, that would make sense. What did it mean to you? Someone so associated with that program.
Sure.
And I know it's in a way, and look, a lot of the guys that have played at Maryland told me this when that team broke through. Like, it felt like we were winning because of everything that we had been through over the years. What did it mean to you and to everybody connected with the program?
It meant everything. I was tearing up in an Albany dorm room, and just to know the sacrifice that so many people have made, some given their life, a guy like George Boyardi, and I think it really put the lacrosse world on notice on how special the Cornell lacrosse family is, and from the alumni that played and won championships in the 70s to the guys in the current team, were all very close. Even the weeks leading up to it, playing on Long Island in the quarterfinals, and the alumni that were there, and it's just a really special group. And I think what's cool about the Cornell Maryland game is one of the common denominators is Coach Richie Moran, who played at Maryland, coached Cornell, had a great relationship with Coach Tillman, was around the Cornell program till he passed away. And that's why I think the two programs are so similar in their alumni and the way they go about things, and that's why we have such respect for one another. I just know Cornell lacrosse, we've had, losing in 2022 to Maryland, 2009, I was on that team, being in the Final Four a few times. It's just been in the late 80s, losing in championships. It's just been such a long time coming, and we're so proud of our program and people who come through it and what we stand for. Finally, we have this moment to where we're now, national championships and the trophies back in it.
But it doesn't change the fact that Maryland's obviously the predominant program in all of college lacrosse.
I mean, that's a true statement.
One team that's always there. Like, go ahead and plan it. Like, just go ahead and prepare to be in Charlottesville next year because you just know they're going to be there. That's the way that it works. Can you speak to? You bring up he's back there again, right? Like that thing where he never loses. I think he lost the one time, and there was controversy on it in the quarterfinal round.
Why? Oh, yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh
Why? Why? Why is it
he preps so good? He watches film. We're so prepared for that game. We know what they're gonna do. He's just so great, especially when it's at Navy too. Like, we get that. Mm-hmm. That crowd there, it should be at Navy every year. I think the quarters.
It is an amazing location.
It's such a great venue.
I think everybody in the sport would like the championship game to be there too, but they got to do graduation. Like,
it's not important. No.
Yeah, right. What are we doing?
Yeah, push.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
work around our schedule, please.
Hofstra's good for the quarters too, but yeah, he just preps so hard. He just, Coach Tillman really loves lacrosse, and he doesn't want he doesn't want to let the guys down. When we win, it's because of the guys. When we lose, it's because of him, and that's how he takes it to heart. And that's what, and we don't agree with that, because obviously when we lose, the players are like, that's on us too. But he really takes full responsibility for it, and he's such a great coach, mentor, such a good guy off the field too. He's the best. You text him now, he'll answer my text message in a couple minutes, and that's just the guy he is. But he does prep you guys for that quarterfinal game, and he wants, it to be special with every class, especially that senior class, and make it to the Final Four weekend and give them a chance.
We're going to do some rapid fire stuff when we come back in. Some if you could change any one thing about the game of lacrosse, that type of stuff. We're going to do a little bit of that. Also, Griffin, my producer, would like to start a new cheer for Whipsnakes games, and we're going to see how you feel about it. Don't do it yet. We're going to see how you feel about it, because he thinks that he should be hired to come out and lead the fan area. At the
Who do I talk to?
So we're gonna do that.
You gotta talk to Coach Stagnito.
Yeah, right. We've actually run it by him a couple times, and I would say lukewarm is the response.
So I need your help.
I would say it's not a no is the way that I would best describe it, but we're not there yet, I don't think. So we're gonna do that. Rob Pannell, Matt Rambo of the Maryland Whipsnakes are in studio with us. It is a Tuesday edition of Glenn Clark Radio. This August, the PGA Tour's best are coming to Maryland. The 2025 BMW Championship tees off August 12th through 17th at Caves Valley Golf Club in Owings Mills. See the top 50 players battle it out in the penultimate event of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Don't miss your chance to witness world-class golf, fan experiences, and unforgettable moments. Tickets are on sale now at BMWChampionship.com. The BMW Championship, where legends take the lead.
Celebrate 60 years of America's favorite muscle car at Live Casino and win a new Ford Mustang. Earn entries daily and enjoy revved-up specials across our restaurants and bars all June. Cruise in Saturday, June 28th and be one of 25 players to win cool trips, hot prizes, or a new Ford Mustang. Hit the gas at Live Casino at Arundel Mills. Must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Driving in Maryland? Did you know an Easy Pass from DriveEasyMD.com can save you time and money? Of course you did, because you are a thrifty driver. An antenna reads your Easy Pass transponder and automatically deducts the toll from your Easy Pass account. Learn more at DriveEasyMD.com.
What makes the Costas Inn so special? This is Stan the Fan telling you that it's the people that work for you, cooking and serving. But that menu is also special with a capital S. Soups, salads, the raw bar, pasta dishes, seafood specialties, and entrees like the Costas combos, steaks, chops, ribs, amazingly delicious meatloaf, and all manner of delicious filling sandwiches including pit beef and turkey and subs. Of course, the steamed crabs are as good as you can get anywhere, and they serve them 12 months a year. The crab cakes are out of this world. Costas is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner at 4100 North Point Boulevard, and coming soon, very soon, Costas in Timonium at the OTB Parlor at Timonium Racecourse. We'll get you the opening date real soon.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
Want to improve your golf game or learn to play for the first time? The Baltimore Golf Academy has fun, instructional programs for the beginner golfer to everyday players. The Baltimore Golf Academy can take your game to the next level. Enroll today at baltimoregolfacademy.com.
Whether your focus is luxury and comfort, convenience and technologically advanced connectivity, or sporty performance and aggressive styling, we've got the perfect Highlander for you. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new Highlanders from your local Toyota dealer today.
Coming back in here with Glenn and the other guy, Garrett, whatever his name is. You know who they are.
Oh, now are we now? I don't know. My headset's not on for some reason, so I'll figure out what's going on with that. We're back in here on GCR, and Rob Pannell and Matt Rambo are in studio with us in the Maryland Whipsnakes as we're getting ready for homecoming weekend coming up June 21st and June 22nd at Homewood Field. Again, go to PremierLacrosseLeague.com in order to get your tickets. Matt, I just found out, too, that you're going to be hanging out in an Orioles game here in the next couple of weeks. You're doing,
I think June 10th.
You're doing lacrosse nights.
Yep, June 10th.
You throwing out the opening pitch?
I think last year they had Heacock do and he didn't reach the plate.
No,
no, he did, but he didn't throw a strike. But he swears he did.
Oh, but how much did you guys give him crap over
all
that?
The time.
Okay, have you ever done a first pitch anywhere?
I have not.
Have you, Rob?
No, but I'd love to.
I've never done one anywhere before either. And, you feel like, I could do this. This wouldn't be all that difficult, right? But then I actually imagine it would be, the most intimidating thing in the world.
It's got to be.
Because if you don't, you're going to hear about it for the rest of your life.
Right.
It doesn't matter that you're two of the more accomplished athletes in the history. You're world champions. Yeah, whatever. We saw you airmail throw into the dugout.
I gave him a lot of stuff last year for it. I mean, I was intimidated yesterday. We were sliding down a pole at the firehouse.
I saw the video.
It was 30 feet, and you did that so much when you're little. You're up there, you're like, damn, this is kind of scary.
Bro,
and the other guys were doing it with no hands, just holding with their legs, and we're like, I was sitting there, I'm like, all right, I guess we got to do it.
Are you an adrenaline junkie at all?
Yeah, I do like that. Okay,
so have you jumped out of a plane?
Yeah,
Rob, are you adrenaline?
I don't mind. I like
you.
It,
would you do it?
I would do it, yeah.
Okay, so a couple years ago, the Army Golden Knights pitched me a group of influencers. I was clearly the least attractive person that was part of this group. Would you want to come jump out of a plane with us? And I was like, oh, hell yeah. I would love it. Because I think, I don't really have any fears. I'll do it. The night before, I had a full-on panic attack. I'm sitting in a hotel in Northern Virginia trying to sleep and did not sleep even 5 minutes the entire night because all of a sudden it hits me like, can I screw this up? Like, is there something that I can do? Like, I know you're not, like, you're just along for the ride, like you're jumping out with another dude, but like, if I like move my arms the wrong way, like, am I going to screw this up somehow? And I lost it. Like, I lost it to the point of I didn't know if I was actually going to get on the plane when I got there. I did. Everything went great. It was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had. But like, I went through that feeling of like, dude, am I going to, what's going to happen here when I attempt to do this? What's the coolest adrenaline junkie thing you've ever done?
Me, probably skydiving.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy. I did when I was, right out of college. It was pretty nerve-wracking.
Dude.
You're there with your friends, and you're flying up on the plane. They're, like, open the door in and out. And then next you know, you're seeing one person, and they jump out. You think you just jump out, and they're, like, going, 100 miles an hour to the left.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, God.
Yeah, where are they?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm like, oh, my God. But it was
the guy
worth
messed
it.
with me. We were like up a little ways, and he was like, "You ready?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." And he's like, "Great, we're not quite halfway to where we're gonna jump from."
Oh my God.
You son of a bitch.
We're going up there like, you guys want to jump out here, or do you want to go like 7,000 feet higher? We're like, I guess go 7,000 feet higher. What's the difference now?
Dude, he actually did they offer to let you like guide down?
Yeah,
did you do it
and do stuff like that? Yeah,
dude, when they told me that I could do that, I said, no, just get me on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, we've made it this far. I'm just gonna trust that you're gonna land this thing at this point.
we went in the morning at like 8, 9 in the morning, and then we didn't take off till like 2 in the afternoon because it was windy, and my mom was kind of freaking out. Was
Yeah,
like, I think you should
understandably.
probably not do this, and she told me don't come home for a week, but when I called her when I landed, and she told me not to do it again, and I probably won't do it again. I don't need to do it again.
I don't feel the need. Having done it, that's where I am too. Like, if my sons maybe one day when they're older, are like, hey, would you do it with me? Like, okay, fine, I'll do it. But I don't need to.
Yeah, I don't
I've
need
experienced it. I need to. What about? Give me the coolest thing, Rob.
I was thinking about it as you asked that question. I think I'm just kind of boring. I don't know.
I don't think you're boring.
You're
Rob Pannell.
I did a bunch of like up Cornell. We had the gorges and stuff, so we'd always do a bunch of like cliff jumping and into the lakes and the gorges, like knowing that the water's deep, like 50, 60 feet. So I love stuff like that, but I don't know if there's anything like that compared to skydiving of like adrenaline.
Jumping off a cliff to a water is kind of
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. I once went swimming in like the deepest cenote in Mexico, but it was during my honeymoon, so I was hammered, right? And I swear to God, I'm swimming back in, and like my legs stop working. Like I'm just like flailing, like doggy paddling, trying to get my way out of it. I don't want to cause a scene.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, I might die. Like I'm trying to not do that in that moment.
It's
the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced.
I think I need to do some more.
It might be time.
Exciting things to get that heart rate up.
I would say the Whipsnakes might say maybe after the season. Maybe
we'll do team bonding, skydiving.
Right? Give me I always ask this question, the pinch me moment, right? The thing that you've been able to do, the person that you've been able to meet, someone that's been like a fan of yours that has maybe been the most unreal experience that you've had because of lacrosse, surrounded lacrosse, like the moment where you literally had to say, I can't believe this is my life and this is what I'm doing right now in this moment.
That's a heavy hitter. That's a tough question. I wish I was prepared.
I mean, you might cheat because you won a national championship. Like, I understand that, like, it's kind of hard to beat being that guy. You both also in a pretty exclusive club of, like, one of the greatest trophies in all of sports. Like, I understand those are pretty high on there. But there's got to be, like, someone that you were in company with that at some point you're like, dude, are we
Yeah, no, I have one for that.
Okay.
I mean, the championships are obviously always great and, like, lacrosse-specific stuff. But because of what we've done and who we are in the sport, a friend of mine lived in the same neighborhood as Tom Brady in Boston, and they were friends. And Tom's son lived in the city, and he started to play lacrosse. And he's like, "Hey, Tom wants to know if you can give his son a lesson."
Shut up.
So I was like, "Yeah, of course." So I met him at Randall's Island. Now, I thought it was just going to be the son, and I get there and I pull up, and I'm on the field, and the kid walks out, and I'm like, "Oh, I got to get some cones from the car." I forgot him. I ran back to the car, and there's like a black car there. Truck, and the back window rolls down and Tom's head pops out the window, and I was like, he's like, "Yo, Rob, thanks for doing this, man, really appreciate it." I'm like, so he's like, "I'll be out there in a little bit," and it was just after he won the Super Bowl with Tampa.
Wow.
And he had the surgery, So he was in like he had the knee surgery, so he was in like a cast, and he was shagging balls.
No.
Like, you know, he's like telling the kid to work harder. It was so cool. And I remember driving back in the city after, and I almost had to pull over. I was like,
Does that really just happen, right?
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's
Tom's a
pretty
man.
cool.
Yeah, he was such a great dude.
Were
Really
you
cool.
were you utterly and completely cool in that moment? Like, were you just like, yeah, this is normal?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was definitely more so after the fact.
That you-
But
it
I
hit
also
you.
like didn't know like how hard should I push the kid, and like clearly probably, you know, Tom is the way he is.
He is
because-
pretty hardcore,
yeah,
right?
He's
Yeah.
the way he is. So
Did you push him?
it was amazing. Yeah, it was my first time. You know, it was we had a good time. It was,
I want to imagine you like screaming at him, like,
No,
"Come on, man, let's
I
go!"
don't- No, I don't do that.
They're running to the ground.
Matt, what about you?
You know, I think just being around the PLL, there is a lot of, you know, famous people, but I think, like, you know, Scott Van Pelt is such a big Terp fan and everything. And last year, after we lost the championship, I brought my dad to a Monday Night Football game, and one of the assistant GMs gets me tickets. I coach his son down in Florida, Caldwell, and we were just down on the field pregame, and Scott Van Pelt was there with Kelsey and everyone talking, and, you know, just going up, be like, "Hey, Scott, how you doing?" And before I could even get my name out, he was like, "Rambo, what's up? How you doing?" And I'm like, man, this guy really does love the Terps. And he was like, "Sorry about the championship game and everything, but, you know, we
Dude,
love it."
that's
So
dope,
That was
man.
really cool, and
You were
I love
SB
him.
nominee too, right?
Yeah.
You went to the SBs. So we both.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. We were
Yeah,
both
that was
SB
really cool.
I didn't think
nominees.
about that, right? Like,
That
best
was really
college
cool.
athlete,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that was
Like,
cool.
that was really cool.
Yeah.
Did you, when you're out there, do you like try to go meet people, or are you like, nah, I'm not?
He's probably better at that than
I mean, we were walking down, and, you know, you introduce you say hi to people, but it's just busy.
Yeah.
Like,
But who
you
tell-
could bring,
who-
like, I brought my dad as my +1
How
guest,
cool was that
and
for him?
that was really cool.
That's
Like, my Eddie George went to Abington, and my dad drove him to school when he was a freshman, and then he went to, like, Valley Forge Military Academy. And when he was walking down the red carpet, my dad stopped him and was like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? Rich Rambo." I used to drive to school, and he was like, "Damn, I haven't seen you in 25 years.
cool,
Everything's good." But other than that, like, you know, it's the red carpet. They don't care about two lacrosse players walking down. They thought we were probably working there.
Well, did you do the whole thing? They like stop and make you pose for pictures? And
Yeah,
you're
a
just
little
like,
bit. Yeah, it was
like,
cool.
okay, like I guess I'll do that. I once I snuck the night the Ravens played in the Super Bowl in New Orleans 12 or 13 years ago, whatever it was. I had a PR friend who was like, "Hey, Stevie Wonder's playing a show the night before if you want to go." And I was like, "Yeah, are you kidding me? Who's ever said no to that? Like, absolutely, I want to go." He said, "Well, here's the deal. It's only supposed to be for celebrities. So we're gonna say I was with a radio station that was a Fox Sports affiliate at the time. So they literally made me walk the red carpet and said, and now from Fox Sports, Glenn Clark." And like nobody, you know, like they're just like, "Who the F is this?" And I'm like walking into the thing like, "Hey guys, Glenn Clark here from Fox Sports," and they're just nope.
I think, me and Rob both did it. He did 3 years ago. I did it last year at the Super Bowl in Vegas. They bring PLL players to the Super Bowl, and
Okay.
they do a lot of parties and events with everyone, just promote the PLL, and you're just hanging out with like so many celebrities and, you know, people that you don't expect to hang out with, and they're just like down to earth, cool people, just like everyone else.
I think that's a good thing about the PLL too, though, is that a lot of people are, and even athletes are more aware of
The
it.
brand, yeah. The brand awareness
So,
is significant.
like the two of us, like you're walking around now, even in places you wouldn't expect it. Like I'll be on vacation with Maggie or something, and like people will be like, "You Rob Pannell?" And she'll be like, I'll be like, "Yeah," like they just, because your face is out there so much more than it's ever been.
It's so funny you say that. So there's a guy that plays for the Ravens, is from here. His name's Malik Ham, and he played lacrosse in high school. And he was doing a show with us, like a radio show one night, and a couple of the other guys that were out there were like, "Oh, you played lacrosse, dude? I've been watching that. Like, I'm really." Like, to the point about the brand awareness, like they're all recognizing it, and I think the Saturday night thing that we're doing now is really cool for that. Playing under the lights,
Saturday Night Lacrosse.
Also, maybe not quite as blazing hot as it is in the middle of the afternoon.
It's a little bit better.
That's a benefit as well. All right, young Griffin over here is P1 Whipsnakes fan.
That's right.
Like day one,
Love that.
OG. Could not be a bigger Whipsnakes fan.
That's an OG hat he has on too.
And for the record, this is a straight shoot. Like every Monday, we'll come in and we will talk about the game from the weekend. Like we give you guys lots of play, but every time I say, well, like this Monday, I would have said in a tough one for the Whipsnakes, he says,
That's our sound.
he
That's
has
our sound.
this vision
Yeah.
that he's going to stand in front of the snake pit at Homewood Field and lead everyone. Do it again.
So every time we score, and you got to do the hand motion too.
Yeah, it's important.
It's like the head, exactly. Boom.
Yeah,
like dodgeball when they're walking.
Yeah,
out.
kind of like that, like the Cobras, right? Yeah. How do you feel like there's any
I don't know
chance
if
of that?
it might be too.
Well, imagine you got 10,000 people, everyone at home.
Yeah, you gotta have his vision.
Yeah,
we could put some mics in the stands, plant them, so
and everybody hears the hiss, right?
Yeah.
Like
get on the jumbotron so everyone knows what they're doing.
So Rob seems to be in on it. Matt, you seem a little bit less
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, let's try it out. Let's try it out.
All right. We're good.
It was a really reluctant Matt's
let's just do it. Who cares?
I'm here for another 18 minutes. All right, yeah, sure. Whatever you say, man. We'll just do what you want, I guess. That'll be the way that goes.
Might be hard to hear though. It's everyone doing that.
We get everybody going together, and strength in numbers.
After Matt scores his next goal, he'll just look.
Oh yeah, do a little.
Dude,
Yeah.
you
Oh my
understand?
God.
You would
that would be
you would
amazing.
make a
amazing.
little boy's life if you did that. Like
we'll do
this,
it.
Let's
this
go.
like Make-A-Wish boy over here would absolutely lose his mind.
We're doing that.
If you do that this week.
We'll get the team. We'll break the huddle doing that.
Oh my God!
Like remember the Titans? We'll just come out.
Love everything about that.
That would be.
All right, I want to do some superlatives with you guys.
I'm gonna be crushed if this doesn't happen. By the way. Okay,
oh yeah,
so,
this is you would actually ruin his
Yeah.
life if it doesn't happen now. Or some rapid fire stuff. You can change any one rule in lacrosse. You are made the governor of lacrosse tomorrow. You can change any one rule. What's the rule that you're changing?
Professional lacrosse or
go either way. Yeah, either way.
You can go.
Well, professional lacrosse does it, but I would change it every other level. Is when when someone drops their stick and they're trying to get their stick, the ref almost blows the whistle every time because you need to have your stick to play. And it's like he's trying to get a stick. It's just his stick's over there and there's players in the way. It's just like if someone loses their stick, like just keep playing.
Yeah.
Like the guy's going to get a stick. Don't stop play or all of a sudden give the team the other ball.
I like that.
It's just I see it happen all the time. It's just like it's very frustrating. I'm sure there's many other things I'd change too, but I'm not going to say the face off. I don't want to disappoint anybody.
Wait a second. So hang on. Is that because you actually have an opinion about that?
The face off?
Yeah.
Listen, I have the ultimate respect for face-off guys and what they do, and
The face-off guys are going to be
but
tweeting at them any
I
second.
do love sixes lacrosse, and I think it's exciting. And I mean, listen, the Olympics is
we're going to talk about that in a second.
So,
that was actually next on the hit parade,
there you
so
go.
we'll get there. Matt, you can change any one thing.
I just think put a 2-point line everywhere.
Okay.
I think it's really cool. Makes the game exciting. Makes these big heavy shooters opportunity to show their skill. It's like a 3-point shooter in basketball. They change the rules. It's been great in all levels of basketball. Do it for the same thing for lacrosse.
Do you worry that it becomes? Do you ever see times when you play sixes, when you play like you think guys are settling? Like, do you worry at all about like
a 2-pointer is a game changer in sixes, especially if you can get a couple going. But I think in the Olympics there's no 2-pointer in the sixes there, where they did in the PLL, which is a totally different. You play totally different. When you're playing for USA sixes, you're trying to get layups. When you're playing PLL sixes, you get a couple of 2-pointers. You can go up by 6 real easily in 3 possessions.
You brought up the Olympics. Matt and I talked about it a couple months ago because you had never played sixes before, right?
No,
Like,
just PLL was the first time.
This was your first time.
It was different.
Rob, I'm sure like you brought up that you've already thought about the math a little bit, right? Like the Olympics are still 3 years away. Do you feel like you could still be at a place that you would be one of the best players in the country, that you could be playing in the Olympics in 2028?
I mean, I don't think it's realistic for me to say that a 12-person roster that there's not guys on there. With that being said, I do think we have experience. We do know how to compete, and it'd be fun to try out. I mean, I don't know what the tryout process is going to be like. If it's going to be an open tryout where you have to fill out an application to go, then it'd be fun.
I did the sixes, the national team camp out in Indianapolis last year. I remember talking to Andy Shea about it, like the idea of 12. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And 2 of them are
And 2 are
goalies.
goalies.
Right. So it's 10 players.
And what are you going to do? Are you going to build a team to play Canada? Or are you going to be midfield focused? Or are you going to be offensive focused? Or are you going to take defensive middies? There's so many different ways that you can strategize around it. I mean, and the the thing is that Canada is the favorite.
Mhm.
Like they beat
That's,
us.
they
in
play
Alabama,
box, right? Like they,
so-
you know, these are the guys that certainly are used to that space. Matt, do you having done it?
No, I will not be trying out for sixes. I'm not that great at defense, but I think it's a really cool opportunity. I do have a lot of box experience, so I do get that. You know, I think I would like to, not saying anytime soon when I'm done, like if there was an opportunity to be on a staff somewhere coaching with my box background with the Philadelphia Wings for 5 years, I think that would be really interesting. And or even if it was with anyone, being able to go to Olympics would be really cool. If it was coaching, if it was playing,
I
or
appreciate
anything
you
like
saying,
that.
like, it is a big deal.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's
That's
10
like
players. Like, you need to run. You need to run back and forth. You're going to have to take 4 guys that play offense and defense. You got to take 2 guys that play just offense. You got to pick 2 guys that plays just defense. And right there, that's 8 guys right there. So it's so, you know, I don't know if you can have a goalie come out and play offense like they did out there. Like, I don't know the whole strategy. Like, God bless Andy Shea being the coach, because I don't get.
We had a long talk about it, right? And like, even at the time, he's like, and I don't know, like, is Bernhardt going to want to play at that point? Is he going to want to throw? There's another
Young
guy that I
guys.
think that, like,
mean,
you know, is playing basketball somewhere. Who knows if he's going to want to?
These young guys are so talented.
Right?
It's like, how are you going to pick a roster? But to your point, and to Matt's point, it's like it's the Olympics, so like, you know, we're gonna one chance we'll have to try out. It's like if we can try out, I'm gonna show up and whatever. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna make it.
I
Right?
get what you're.
It's not my mindset.
I appreciate what you're saying.
It's not my mindset, but it is the
You
Olympics.
are also Rob Pannell.
So,
There is
but
that part.
but it is the, you know, it's, you know, these young guys are super talented.
They're unbelievable. There's no doubt about it.
I think if there was a 2-point line in the sixes in the USA, I think there would be a whole different strategy too.
That's a great
like
point,
who you're
right?
gonna take, like you're gonna take like a guy like Bundy that can shoot the ball 1,000,000 miles per hour and you know, something like that. But you never know. Maybe you need some more attack guys that are gonna finish inside. It's tough.
And maybe you play attack and D, like, because like that's what the game is, and you pack it in. It's a lot easier for defense to pack it in when there's no 2-point line. Give up a 10-yard shot.
Did you enjoy playing? Did you find yourself like really enjoying playing sixes, or did you
even though we lost every game, but
I thought you guys didn't get one, or
no, we didn't get one. God. We never have, but it was a really good experience. It got me in really good shape, and then I just kept that going into this season. But it was really fun. It was difficult to game plan, and like what Rob said, like you can't pack it in with the sixes and the PLL because the guys are shooting. So you have to press out. But now with USA, you can pack it in. We'll let someone take a 13-yard shot if you got a Krebs or a Blaze in net, something like that. But, yeah, it was definitely fun. It was different. I've never played sixes. I've only, like, rolled the balls out when I was coaching in high school and just, like, let the guys play and have some fun with it. But it was definitely different. There's a lot more strategy than people think that goes on instead of just running up and down. It was difficult. We'll see what.
Do you think it's going to have the impact that we want it to have? Like, do you think it's going to, like we use the term grow the game a lot around lacrosse, right? Do you feel like it's going to have the global impact, or is it still just going to be the U.S. and Canada are the places where they're going to care deeply, and, like, that's just the way that
I think it'll have some impact on, like, Japan and some other stuff. I hopefully it's global. I think it's going to have a lot of impact on, you know, just in USA as well. Like, I'm a big proponent of when you're under, you know, 12 years old or 11 years old, you should just be playing sixes, running up and down, playing every possession. You're getting more touches. Why is the Canadian six still so good at a young age? Because they're playing box. So if you throw the ball out of bounds, it doesn't go out of bounds. It hits the wall, and you're picking up a ground ball.
Playing,
So, you know, you watch some of these, like, U8 kids play on a big field. That righty attackman might touch it twice, but if you're playing sixes with 12 guys, you're running up and down the field, you're learning how to play defense, you're touching the ball 25 times instead of touching it once, and, you know, now you have to get 25 other kids in too. So I think it's better for the youth, really young youth guys to run up and down and get the experience of touching the ball and you know, a lot of touches. It's just the game is taking a wild turn. Like we were out yesterday at Kelly Post, and you see some guys that are, you know, 12, 13 years old, and they're on the side doing face-offs when everyone else is doing shooting drills. It's so specialized a sport now, so I think it would be great I think sixes is really important for the sport.
Cool. And you're a fan, Rob. You like the...
Yes.
I do like sixes. I couldn't agree more with Matt said. I'm not sure the impact is going to be...
I'm going to slide this a little closer.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not sure the impact of the Olympics is going to be as great as everybody thinks it is, because if you watch the Olympics and you go back to watching the PLL or another version of lacrosse, you're going to be like, wait,
what is this?
What
right?
is this?
Yeah.
This is completely different. I think that sixes needs to be adopted at a younger age. To Matt's point, I go to watch my 8-year-old's lacrosse games, and it's on a field, and the ball's on the ground the entire time, or it's being 2 passes, and then someone just runs and goes to the goal, and 4 people are touching the ball. Now, if you take that field and you flip it sideways, you can get 3 sixes games going on that field from sideline to sideline, and split the teams up into 3 teams,
and everybody's
getting more touches and running up and down the field. And I think that's so much better from 7 to 14 years old, middle school. That's what kids should be playing. And if that happens and it's adopted more throughout the country and the world, then yeah, it'll have a great impact. But right now, no one plays sixes aside from the championship series, and it's kind of it.
Yeah.
And
it is pretty funny watching the 10-year-old carrying a long pole when it's bigger than and trying to throw it in track.
I tell you, my kids, like everybody else, because we're from here, so like my kids were like, of course we're going to play lacrosse when that was the sport they're going to play. And after 2 years, they asked if they could switch to baseball. Like they were like, we didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Like and you get it, like it's just ground balls the entire. And there's 8 kids all going for the same ground ball, like at that age. There's just not a lot going on at that point. And one kid who's a little bit advanced, so whenever he gets the ball, he's just going to run in and score. Like that's all that it is. How disappointed are you guys in Jake Bernhardt as a recruiter?
We didn't get a lot out of him during training camp, but I think there's nothing to do with Jake. I think Jarrett's his own person, and I know how Jarrett is.
I think I'm gonna hold him responsible personally for this.
Yeah. It sucks because Jarrett is so great, and playing with him, he's the ultimate competitor. He's one of the best athletes I ever played with. But I don't know. There's a lot of Terps on that Denver team too, so I had a feeling it was either going to be us or the Denver team, and I'm not sure what went down. I know some guys reach out to Jared and everything, but at the end of the day, he's going to do what fits for him the best.
And Rob knows the thing, but from free agency, right? Like you get to have all the power in this situation, whatever the circumstance is that's the best for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure the process he went through. I'm sure he did his due diligence, and I'm very curious to see how it works out with Denver. I'm not sure. Listen, there's for every team has so much talent, right? So.
That is kind of the crazy part about being like an 8-team league is that like I look at how loaded you guys are, and then I'm like, right, and then everybody else is loaded.
Yeah,
too.
it changed. And training camp was the most important part of the season for him. For him to go to a team and to build chemistry and get to know guys. So now he's going to go in and practice the day before and then play a game and.
I mean, it helps to have both your brother and your college roommate like on that team already.
Of course,
like, those will probably go a long way into getting there.
I'll be curious, and he's obviously an incredible athlete, but I'll be curious how quickly he adjusts to the PLL. Cause I don't know how much lacrosse he's been playing, and obviously he's one of the best college players that we've seen. But to then make that transition, I have no doubt that he's going to be able to make it. I'm just curious how quickly he is.
That's an interesting point, right?
I'm not saying he will or will not make it quickly. I'm just.
No, I get exactly. Like it's something interesting to see. Like somebody's going to hear that the wrong way. Like, you don't think he can do it? Like, no, it's just you want to see.
He's going to do it. Just how quickly is what I want to know.
I want to see if he's going to play attack committee.
Yeah, right. All right. So now I want to do one other thing. So intern Jake, I want to grab him. We have an intern here at Pressbox and GCR this summer. He is a lacrosse player at Stevenson. He is a hell of a player. Right, like
his name's Jake.
No, his name's not Jake.
He didn't tell me his name. He just shook my hand.
His name is Alex. Alex Wilson, who has been through like hell. So he's been through like 6 torn ACLs. Like it's been just, and he was able to get back on the field this year and was playing man up, and he did a great job. So Alex on Tuesdays is responsible for a segment as part of his internship. All right.
Awesome.
And so as you would imagine, because it's a Tuesday segment, it's called Music Monday. All right, so like it makes sense. I'm sure you guys figured that out. Every Tuesday we do Music Monday, and Alex brings to us because you're a little bit. Both of you guys are a little bit on the. You're closer to my age. I'm 41, so I'm definitely older than you. But I feel like I don't know anything that young people are listening to at this point.
Same.
My summer concert series so far has been Sturgill Simpson and Dave Matthews Band. Like nice. That's where I've been. So. Alex's job is to bring to us 3 new songs.
Great.
That young people might be into. And what's the new rating system that you want us to use?
Hip or skip.
Hip or skip, right?
Hip or skip.
And he every week now is like, I'm gonna find. You're gonna like these. Like I'm gonna find ones.
I'm
for
going
you.
like 0 for 6 with Glenn.
Yeah, it's been a
them.
tough. I've just realized I'm an old man. I don't like anything.
You should do this
Like-
with Coach Stagnita.
Oh, that would actually be a really good bit.
He just kicked someone off the tunes this week.
No,
Yeah.
for what? What,
I think
what did
3
they?
people. have
Yeah,
gotten kicked
Scott
off.
Hopkins guy, defenseman rookie. He
Scott
was on,
Smith, yeah.
and he came on and played some music, and Stags came on. I was like, "What the hell are we listening to? You're fired. You're not on the tunes anymore."
If Stags was in charge of the music, what would it? Would it be just like Zeppelin the entire
It would be
time?
like old rock,
Yeah.
some country, and he does like some upbeat stuff, but
He's one of the coolest guys around.
yeah,
Like,
he's
Oh,
cool.
he's great.
he's got so
right?
Yeah.
much swag.
He told me that he recruited you at a wedding. he said that like it all went down. Like,
It was a year before I think I came, but yeah, we were
that's
Mike
pretty
Earhart's
great.
wedding.
Dude, he told me a story.
Big
So
Mike.
as you'd imagine, like we got the Stevenson connection. So Callum Robinson was one of my favorite human beings on the face. He was just one of the greatest human beings ever. And he was telling me a story once about Cal. He's like, yeah, we were out in California with my son, and Cal would just like stand on the porch in his underwear and like wave to people, and it was just like a party. Like, I'm like,
Were you calling the USA games in 2014 when he burst onto the scene?
I wasn't
Oh,
with
that
him
was
then, man.
That was. We were like, who is this
Dude,
guy?
that
Didn't wear
guy-
elbow pads.
Right? Like
Team
he was
Australia.
just
Yeah.
crazy,
Monster,
man.
yeah.
And the best human being that ever lived.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just
Seriously.
he would. So I still call games for Stevenson too, and he would just like pop it. Like he would be home and be like, I'm gonna come call the game with you.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, all right, buddy, you got
Yeah.
it. Like I'm for it. So you got 3 songs for us this week for Music Monday?
I do.
All right, Griffin, hit the open.
Do we have an open?
No, we don't. That's the point. He's supposed to just like make me and there
There
you go. Music Monday. Thank you.
It's Tuesday, so it's Music Monday again.
Thank you very much. Music Monday is brought to you by County Sports Zone. Everything you want to know about high school sports found out. CountySports.zone. Proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. All right, Alex, 3
Yes, sir.
songs. We're just going to do this part of Music
All right.
Monday for now. All
Okay.
right.
You don't want to do the headlines?
We'll get to that.
I had the Diddy trial.
I don't need a Diddy trial update. I'm good. 3 songs, hip or skip.
Hip or skip. All
That's
right.
the
First
simple. We
one's
can only
rap.
listen to 30 seconds of each song.
First one's rap.
Because
so
we'll get
ready.
booted off of YouTube.
What's it called? Advisory content?
Yeah, adult content alert.
Yeah, adult content. Big adult
alert
content on this one.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Who is this?
This is Stax featuring. God, what's this other guy's name? It's like
You're the host of Music Monday.
I can't.
Alex.
Freezy is the who it's featuring.
Freezy.
Yes, sir.
Stacks with Freezy.
Didn't you just say you were a big Freezy guy?
Oh yeah.
Didn't you just say I celebrate his entire discography, really.
Oh, then you should know this one.
Stacks and Freezy. Hip or skip? What's the song called?
Spin Through Your Block.
Spin Through Your Block.
Yeah,
all right.
in the spirit of
Your
Baltimore
Block.
sports, you know.
Okay, sure. I'm not sure how that works, but we'll go with it. Here we go. These
know
are the
it.
30 seconds you picked?
Oh, just wait.
Got the diamonds on this bitch, you heard me, stupid ass niggas. I said, spin through your pocket, they too mad. If I shoot they little man, they won't shoot bad. They on the 40, I make your whole crew dance. Heard you want smoke, we gon' kill your whole crew, man. Them rats in my pocket, they blue, man. You said I'm high and I'm looking for you, man. Post on the block, all that campus with you, man. Broke all the body, they gave him a few bands. They will be.
That's got to be a hip. That's got to be a hip.
I got to be honest with you. When I first heard it, I thought, this is going to suck. Like,
Okay.
There's no way.
But
then when he started going, I
could
was
get down with it.
I was
Yes.
kind of feeling a little bit.
Thank you.
What is that called? Like drill rap or something, or is this regular?
Baltimore drill.
Just yeah.
This is a Baltimore rapper.
And this is what we're listening to nowadays.
Yeah,
Kids.
you're into this. Like this would be
very,
played
very.
at practice
It's
on
in
a
my
Tuesday night.
playlist. Yeah.
All right.
All the time.
I can't believe I'm about to say these
Yes.
words, but I'm gonna give this a hit. I wanted to hate it so much when it started. All right,
time in
hang on.
history.
We gotta go around the table.
I'll give it a hip.
Matt
I like
Rambo
that.
is a
Yeah,
hip.
I liked it.
Rob.
Skip.
Oh,
Can't can't give that
I
3
mean,
hips.
yeah, I'll give it a hip. I mean,
Wow.
I could, yeah, like work out to that for sure.
You've definitely got the highest score. You might want to quit right now. You might want to just bag out and say it's never going to be this good again.
But he's from DC, actually.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You should know better.
I mean, yeah, you're right. He's got.
You've been around for a minute.
PG County.
We don't claim them. We don't. It doesn't work that way. People get really worked up about this. Like, isn't it the DMV? No, it's not. Baltimore is not part of the DMV. No, I know it's probably the Maryland Whipsnakes want it to all kind of be one market. So maybe we should ease up on all this in the moment. All right, that was very good. That was I'd say it's a 6 out of 10, but I'm giving it a hip. All right, next.
Second one, we got EDM.
Gonna love this.
He introduced a DJ Daddy Trance last week.
Yeah, DJ Daddy Trance.
Yeah.
That got a skip.
Yeah, that was a quick one. Next, who's this?
This is Sosa, Painless Love.
Sosa. Sammy Sosa?
Nah, Sosa, he's from the UK.
All right, here we go.
He's going to say shopping mall music.
I'm really torn on this one. This is the exact opposite of the other one. I thought it was starting strong this time.
Yeah.
I wanted to like this. I thought it was going. I've told him before. There's EDM songs that I really like, right? Like the Clarity song, like all of that. But I wanted to have a big, bold hook, and it just sort of like.
It's coming. Give it 5 more seconds.
I was gonna say, I feel like there's gonna be one in this song.
Is there one? If there's one, I'm willing to give it another opportunity.
There's a break, so we won't get copyrighted. Like we took a break between them.
I think so. I think that still counts for fair use. I don't know the rule.
Waiting for the drop.
Right?
Here it comes.
I like it. It's devastating for me to give 2 hips. I like it. I'm giving it a hip.
I'm gonna give it a hip too. It's more my speed.
Okay.
I give it a hip too.
Oh my God!
Feels like I'm in St. Bart's
This is
again.
a huge moment.
I mean, yeah. Is this boiler room music?
Yeah, right.
For sure, boiler room.
Have you guys ever been to a boiler room?
No.
This is apparently a thing for young people now. I don't know anything about it.
Is that where the parties
It's
are
like
at?
EDM in a basement, essentially. It's like all it is.
I have not been.
Yeah, right.
We used to call that after hours in college.
It's the same concept.
Did we go 4 for 4
No,
on
that
hip?
was just 2.
No,
Oh, yeah,
no.
4 for 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
God.
This is my best performance
Seriously,
to date, dude.
stop right now.
Stop now.
Don't do another song.
See, this one I had you in mind.
What's on your pregame playlist?
I am the least musical person you'll meet.
Really?
So whatever is on the team locker room, like I'm listening
Matt?
to.
Yeah, whatever the DJ is playing. But if I need to get fired up, we might have to throw some Meek Mill on right before we get out there.
You're a Philly guy.
I'm more EDM. If I
Or maybe some classic rock stuff. That's what some powerful Welcome to the Jungle kind of stuff like that. Yeah,
I dig that. I'm an
Can't go
AC/DC guy. I like that.
Like that wouldn't be on that last song wouldn't be on my pregame. Like I can't get
but
fired
I can't
up.
help it. Like I felt
But
it
I
a
could
little
bob
bit.
to it,
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
it
saying.
keeps you calm.
Pregame
Yeah.
vibes from that?
I think
No, I
40
don't.
minutes before the start of the game, that kind of,
just
the
to
fans just rolling
keep
in,
the-
you're trying to get everybody else.
I like 2013 EDM, like Avicii.
Yeah.
So does Glenn.
Yeah, that's sort
my
of
speed.
my.
That's my
best.
pregame stuff.
That's sort of
if
my
I
room.
need something.
All right, last one. If you get 3 hips from me, he swore
And this
yesterday.
is the
He's
one
like,
I picked for you. So
Oh boy.
This has 9 views.
All right.
it's really new. It's really new.
What is
It's like a
this?
live band, but they just technically just put it in an album, so it's still new.
But
music.
young people are into them.
Yeah.
They have 9 views. So
I mean, I don't know how we would.
Yeah,
Who
I
is
might have
this?
missed the young person.
I've
second part
tried
of
to
this,
tell you 100 times this is supposed to be. He's so desperate for my approval.
Yeah, hey, listen.
I went over. I went over 6.
Yeah,
Gotta go for it.
It was a real tough start.
9 views. They're all Alex's.
Yeah. Right. All right. What is this?
This is called Unsaid by Capital Zen.
Capital Zen Unsaid. Find out about Capital Zen. All right, that part I like. It's got the soul. Okay. I really dig the music.
Okay, a little back porch.
I really dig the music.
Saxophone there? Or who's that?
Yeah, had to have been.
Here's the problem, and I have to say it out loud. During the verse, the guy singing sounded like Weird Al Yankovic. Like
Weird Al. Kids Bop while he was singing.
Like he just sounded very low rent. It sounded like he was like a parody singer trying to sing a song, like somebody doing a cover of Capital Zen. Like that was the issue that I had there, because otherwise I liked everything else about it. But I'm sorry you're not getting 3 hips today. That's going to have to be a skip for me. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
That's going to have to be a skip. Rob?
I'll give it a hip. I could feel myself listening to that. Like
again, I like the music. I like
Rob. The problem is that song was also 5 minutes long, so it was kind of a kind of a longer one there.
You wouldn't go well at a Dave Matthews Band concert.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that would be the shortest song. You ever seen the Dead and Company? It's gonna be a long night for Griffin. He's like, this song's been going on for 4 minutes, and they're like, and they're still in the intro.
They have 147 monthly listeners on Spotify.
What is this? Is this your friend's band that you're trying to put over? Is this what, you know this is what it is. He found out that Rob and Matt were coming in today, and he wants to put his
Let's check his Venmo account
right?
quickly.
Like, he's putting his friend's band over, and this moment is exactly what's happening.
Capital Zen's going to be bumping in the Whipsnakes locker.
Yeah.
Matt?
That's a skip for me. Good music. Like the sax, but I wasn't down with it.
I think the sax is what got me.
The sax is winner. It's a winner.
The sax is.
I think I'm skipping too. The sax was good, but like that's probably what 40 seconds of
poor Capitals.
5 minute long song.
Poor guys. Poor guy.
I was coaching high school this year in Florida. One of our coaches is a DJ now, and all my kids found out he was a DJ, and he got like the best street cred, and they would play his music before pregame. It was pretty funny.
That's pretty great, actually.
And he's got a lot of views from these kids now.
The Ravens had a running back a few years ago named Gus Edwards. I think he was with the Chargers last year. I don't know if he signed.
Gusto.
And he was a rapper named Gusto. And like nobody in the locker room knew about it. They're like, yeah, we heard he put out an album. It was incredible.
Wow.
Like it was legitimately very good. And everybody's just like, this dude never talks. Like he never talks in the locker room. And he's just got bars.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
He can run.
We know we got to let these guys go. Can we wrap up the show? Is it possible to do? Oh, John, you got the food? You want to bring food in?
Right here.
John, you should do the presentation here. Cool. Our friends at Costas Inn, who have a new location open in Timonium at the racetrack, they sent over some crab cakes. Are you guys crab cakes guys?
I like crab cakes, yeah.
Costas Inn crab cakes are a high-level crab cake, and I'm a crab cake snob. Can you get some plates, some forks, bring them in for the boys? Alex, he's been holding. Alex has been sitting on the crab cakes the entire time.
I just got in, man.
I don't know, man.
Where's the best crab cakes?
I mean, Costas Inn is extraordinarily high on the list, legitimately. I'll write a couple other places down that don't spend money with us. How quickly you got to get out? How much? Nick, you tell me. How quick do you have to be out of here?
We're good.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
good.
Yeah, you're in charge, right? Yeah, I'm asking Nick. You're like, yeah, this is. We'll tell you when you're going to be somewhere else. We'll get you some plates, get you some crab cakes. Griffin, can we skip Tidbit today? Is that possible?
Yeah, we can skip.
All right, we'll skip Tidbit
You
today.
want to play Cole Wild though?
No, I was just showing you. He has his one song has like almost 1 million
Who is
listens.
this guy?
He was one of my coaches. He played at Rutgers. It's pretty. And it's
Where's Alex?
700. You know.
Yeah, right. This is he picked
Where's
a guy
Alex?
with
I wanna ask him if
100
he knows
with
Cole.
100 listeners, and instead this guy's got like millions, and he's just a coach.
Yeah.
He
made one hit song.
So if we were doing Tidbit, it'd be brought to you by Live Casino and Hotel Mail. We're going to be there Thursday night for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Who you got in the Finals?
I mean, I'm a Knicks fan, so the Pacers. It's just like I feel like I'm reliving my childhood over again.
This
that
is
game
Reggie
one,
Miller,
that game
right?
one,
Yeah.
Reggie Miller, Halliburton. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I hope OKC wins just because I can't stand the Pacers.
Oh man, that's tough. They beat you guys. I mean, it was fair and square.
I don't.
That's the way that it works.
Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
I got OKC.
There's a Terp on the OKC roster,
right? And I think they did a great job. I'm a Philly fan, and how they rebuild everything. I wish Philly kind of did the same way with all their
trust the
picks
process
and everything. Yeah,
how'd the process turn out?
Yeah, not that great. But yeah, I like SJ. Yeah, I like his game. He's good.
We'll be there Thursday night for Game 1 of the Finals. Hang out with us inside Sports and Social at Live Casino and Hotel. Griffin, can you go ahead and hit that, and we'll just do a 2-second version of Tuba to wrap it up? Yeah, we got to do this.
Okay, everybody, it's going to be quick today.
What was the main focus today, Coach?
Fundamentals, ball control. It's always huge.
Any early thoughts on the competition this year?
Well, look, this is the best of the best players in the world. It's going to be an amazing tournament.
Tournament?
Yeah, the BMW Championship at Caves Valley. What are you guys talking about? All they ever ask me about is football.
Real quick, here's what's coming up tonight. Orioles do open up a series in Seattle on the road, 9:40 on Masson 2. Tomo Sagano on the mound against George Kirby. Francis Tiafo trying to hang in there against Musetti, still to come. Another men's quarterfinal today, and another American playing a little bit later on today. Tommy Paul and Carlos Alcaraz still to come on TNT and True TV.
We like Tommy Paul's chances, though, right?
Yeah, it's Carlos Alcaraz, dude. Like, no.
He's back.
Yo, he looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find everything else at GlennClarkRadio.com. That's coming up. Can we put everything online?
Yeah. Season 7 on Peacock, Love Island.
Oh yeah, I haven't missed one. I haven't missed one. There's not going to start today.
For that.
Crab cakes.
They're
Thumbs
great.
up.
Unreal.
These are really great.
Costas and crab cakes, and I'm telling you, available now at the brand new Costas Inn. Now open. Still the original. The OG is still there. But now a second location just opened yesterday in Timonium at the racetrack in the grandstand. Get over and check out the brand new Costas Inn. All right, homecoming weekend coming up in 3 weeks at Homewood Field. Get to PremierLacrosseLeague.com in order to get your tickets for a homecoming weekend with the Whipsnakes. Remind me where everybody can follow you guys on social. Rob, you are?
Rob Pannell 3.
Rob Pannell 3.
I'm Rat Mambo.
Rat Mambo on Twitter, one of my favorites. Guys, thank you for coming in and hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having us. This was
really
great.
appreciate it.
This is great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks to these guys. Thanks also to Preston Wilson who joined us earlier. We'll get it up in the greatest hits section of the
Galveston
tab at GlennClarkRadio.com. We got stuff tomorrow. We'll worry about that then. Thanks, everybody at PressBox, all of our great sponsors and partners, including Game Day Men's Health, Live Casino and Hotel, the BMW Championship Crown Trophy, Easy Pass, Baltimore's Classic 5 Golf Courses, HelpMyGamblingProblem.org, the Costas Inn, Maryland Sports, your local Toyota dealer, buyatoyota.com. Thanks to Griffin at Griffin_Bass. Thanks to Jake. Remind me what it is.
Alex Wilson _
Thank you. Alex Wilson _ is how you follow him. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday evening. Go Birds.
Can't wait for that.
Come on, Matt.
Homecoming weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Duke sucks.